Hey, mind the part. Oh, I got my wrong face on today. Gotta get ready for Christmas, you know. I'm contacted down below. 1 second. Hello? Oh, yeah. Okay. They say time to turn the face. So I turn the face on man. And man wonders, where did we come from? Did we come from the monkey or not? Of course we came from the monkey. God stopped. He saw what it was doing. He said he's monkeying around. He quit the monkey and he went another way. So he ended up with a pig. But she turned all pink. And he says the purity and clarity of the white can never touch the red. But the only way it can never touch the red is if you look at a Purina sign. Everything is in a square. Anything in its own square has its own individual position. Okay, and we all know when you turn certain things, because it's a square, it's got to run off of the line, like on the soup when it sticks to you. So now what was I talking about? The lines, the square. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I just started the video and I already forgot. Anyways, regardless of where I was, the American flag, the straight lines that go this way, right? When it comes to vote, then come on in. You see the white lines stretch out and the red lines, but red lines and white lines going east and west. Everybody knows the world turns, it goes up and it goes down, so those red and white lines should be turning pink by now. But when Uncle Sam came out, it was on his hat. It was going straight up because it was for God. When it's going straight out, it's for the country. Oh, an expression, right? Where did they put those capital letters anyways? Did you ever see our money? Did you ever see any of my videos? I don't even know if you're going to watch. Look at this money here. It's all capitalized. It's screaming at me. Every letter. What does C mean? Cancer? What does A mean? Advertisement? N, what does it mean? Nuts? A, alphabet? I don't know. It doesn't say anything. It says dolls on here. Barbie and Ken is a doll, right? And they're capital letters anyway, so they'll say what they want. Never mind that. All these lines that are on the bills, right? They're touching the sleigh, means it's no good. Then it says up here, you see the other line is touching the 5? No good. Can't go to vote that way. You got a line on it. You got to wait in the line, but if you got a line on your paper, oh my God, you got to wait in line and you got to wait in line. Let me tell you one thing. This is the way to vote, my friend. This is the way to vote. No more going to the polls anymore. The only reason I'm getting back to you, first of all, I'm going to get with this in a second because I just, you know, it's a kite. But if you take a look at it properly, okay, if I can get the light off of it, it becomes a pyramid. Okay, it's an actual pyramid. It's the aleph. It's holding the corners. You see, we have the pyramid this way. You see the way the sides come in? So when they build the pyramids, they got to build here, and then they got to build on the other side so the sides don't come in. The pressure and energies that we have on the earth now, in my belief, and let me tell you one thing, I got a whole big, I think 30% in school, so this was all pushed on us. And one of the reasons it was pushed on us, because one of my new discoveries and thoughts, the pumpkin. It turns around and around and around and around very fast. And we see a blue sky. And when she slows down, oh my God, you start to see all the lines. We need more clouds in the sky. But everything is upside down, you see, because God set this world up so that the winner loses all the time. Because the winner is 95% of the people not. We lose this game. In fact, there's like 99% that lose this game. Because we never learned what communication was. We never learned what the difference was to figure it out. You see, when I look at things, here's my card. Top, bottom, front. One on the top, one on the bottom, one on the front. Why don't I just say 1x each? 1x, 1x, 1x equals 1,000. That's God's number. That's why you have 4 numbers that stick up there. He only goes as far as 2,000. That's it. He goes up and down. He can go 2,000 and 1,800 like he did in the Hebrew calendar, but alpha, beta, he can't get out of control because beta takes control of creation, which is gamma. You see, AC/DC is because really there is no B at all, because just like you said, the diamonds, well, God's a big triangle. He's a pentagram. He shows the pentagram. He's the pentagram and he owns the Magen David. That's the house of play. That's what we're in. The house of play, what can we call this house? We can say, let me think. I'm going to have a cigarette. I'm not going to go away. What can we call this house? Samson and Goliath. Nah, how about David and Goliath? Because we had to divide everything up and we had to go and lie about everything. David and Goliath. They went together. They told all kinds of stories. And if you want to know something, I'm just going to get off of this. I just wrote a big note on Facebook, but I can tell you all about the note really quick. The Mayan dates, 25,625. I have found reason that they are true. The American independence, according to those dates, according to the roulette wheel, Monopoly, and various other things that I put in. And you can always say, well, you put in so many things, you can just make up what you want. But what if I figure it out twice? And the second time, I'm only using the directions of the earth. And the reasoning to understand, you see, it's 1776, right? But man had to have spirit. The minute you have the Spirit of God, now man has to have spirit. And man having spirit is 6. And the one spirit, 16 years from 1776 to 1792. 2014, 222 years. But also its expression. Okay, because now it's 220 years, but I can give it 222 years because that was 16, but on 14 is the letter N, the 5 passage, which is Area 51, which is the 4 dice adding to the 1 dice. You see, they're not a 7. These payouts are all different on craps. And they eventually, over time, they couldn't hold it in because they knew somebody was going to say something. So they put it out in jewelry and roses and rose thorns, and they just kept putting out names. Now we're seeing new names. People are moving. They want people to move. Let the immigrants in, not because you should let them in, okay? But because they say some words that should be said in America. Do you know that in America, most of the psychology all started in Germany? Germany is supposed to be #1 for the Autobahn. The Autobahn. Fast and no speed limit. You can go as far and fast wherever you want to fetch anything you could bone. And it goes and it goes, and as fast as my mouth and my brain goes together, I put on my glasses, I block from the sun, and let's go. The Autobahn. The imaginary highway that actually is real. Just so we can go over our head so we can eliminate it from our calculations. We leave out nothing. The dragon, she burns everything when she comes in. So when you go in, you burn everything. Anyways, one last note. I think that if there's anything that's going to come down, the people must take to the street at the same time. Take out a loudspeaker and say, hey guys, yeah, you guys working for the government. What's going on, man? We want a good answer. We want a good answer because we want all the other soldiers. We want a chance to talk. We want a chance to talk not about the affiliation. We want a chance to talk as those people. They can stay as far back from us as they want. We want to talk to them so all the other soldiers can hear what idiots everybody else is. And of course we're going to put on some sort of music to calm their nerves. You know what I'm saying? They're up, they're tight, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, 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 hey. Colonel Klink, he was Jewish, wasn't he? I know, what's his name, Hogan's Heroes, what a show that was. That was trying to show us. In every show we saw 2 sides. And then you saw it, and you saw another side, and you took a side. And then you had a discussion of somebody who took another side, and then you had the in-between. How many sides do we have already? 1776, give me a number. You see 19, the letter S, right, in 1776. It's actually a number that doesn't move. Because if you add it up, it's 10, it goes backwards. If you call it an ace, it goes to 20. And if you don't want to use it for anything, just say, hey, the S looks like a 5, so we'll just duplicate it, right? That I planet they have up there, it's ISS, and don't forget about the Titanic SS, right? And the German SS. So who's in Newfoundland right now in New Brunswick? So anyways, the SS, okay, is actually saying I, right? In French would say E. And since there's 2 S's, you would have to say I-E twice. And the S is 2 spirits, which automatically represents the birth, which is the O. You are now saying E-I-E-I-O, and here's all the farm animals out there. Here we come. What is this E-I-E-I-E-I-O? Farmer in the dell, how does it go? Anyways, I appreciate you giving me the few minutes over here. Yeah, you got anything to say? Have you heard about my my new where is it? Oh God, it's not here. Where is it? Hold on. Hold on. Is it here? Is it here? I don't see it. Anyways, basically it's like this. Instead of having a regular credit card, your credit card lights up. You shove it in and you can see what you did after. Secondly, the money has no dollar signs on it. It's worthless. It's full of color. It's only worth a blue jay. How much is a blue jay worth? Nothing, because you're not allowed to touch them. They're protected animals. They put people on a skating rink. What? That's no good in the summertime. So what good is your 5 in the summertime? Well, in French, in an expression, they say fin. Oh, fin is good to swim. Hey, when the ice melts, we'll all jump in, right? Hey, boy, oh boy, these times are getting to be a lot of fun. 342 marks. Okay, the only thing on the dice we use here is positions 2, 3, 4, 5. Crossed over each other, it's 7 and 7. And that's how we play this game. Christ comes down like this, 1, 2, and then he has the 4 corners and the center. The Christ is the connection. Okay, Christ has bad meanings to it too. But what I mean by, how can I see it? Christ, he has the 5 position. He was here representing from the heaven this world. 77, J77, which is actually saying the Lotto Max lottery we have now, or the old 649 system. $1 the first time for the one spirit, but now we're playing in Beta's world. We're going to charge the people the maximum. We'll give them out. They think they're winning. They all think they're winning. And every week and every year, the billions and trillions of dollars keep rolling in because we have an imagination that I'll win the next race because we want to feel like somebody. Well, you know what? You're a somebody if you don't gamble. Because you're home somewhere with somebody smoking a big doober, having a beer, because that's what we should be doing. We have to smoke the doober. For those of you who don't smoke, who don't want to go to another realm of society, that's fine. If y'all think I'm nuts, well, join the barrel. They're pretty expensive, those nuts, aren't they? It means they have a value. Sometimes they don't want you to buy them. So you know what? I revamped my diet. I exchanged things for other things. And now I will show you what the Indian thinks. Okay, you want to see what the Indian thinks? There's a dollar sign. Right on that, a whole buck, and it's a casino. They're representing the casino. And look, no capital letters. They're not screaming at us. They're saying this is $1, okay? This is $1. I'm like a 5-year-old. We're all 5-year-olds. E-I-E-I-O makes you 33. Excuse me. E and I is 14, and 14 is 28, and the O is the 15th letter, 38, 43. That's the pattern of Christ, which means 2, 5, 8 on your telephone. I'm not sure if they use 250, okay, but I always use 258 because I haven't studied in the other side yet. It's 258, and then the 4 corners, 1793, because the center 5 is a fag. In fact, all the odd numbers are fags. They all go all kinds of ways because when you give a 1 out, it's the 1 angel in the E world of the I birth. Because that's the combination. It uses almost all of them. Because that's the association with creation. And it goes right along with the piano. Start everything at C. Go to the C left. Go to the C right. And if you don't see the iceberg, there goes the night. Ain't that right? Oh, this is so much fun. If I only had a little action out there. If I had a little action to push me into the second realm. Because I have to slow myself down. In fact, I no longer slow myself down. I don't even start myself up half the time. Why should I? Because I start my way in my mind. The only time I take a side is when somebody has taken a position on me and forced me to one side. I'm automatically have to talk back. But then the teacher says, why are you talking back? I go, well, the associated initiative, okay, of this discussion, okay, has overlapped into another type of discussion. And I never finished with my question yet, so therefore I am interrupting you before you go any further and before my question has no more value. And that's what's happening in society right now. Our questions have passed over to, oh my God, it's time to go on vacation. 30,000 guys, come on, we're going to spend $3 million on vacation to protect somebody. You only need to protect them because somebody's telling a lie. And then because we have a lot of crazies out there. They caused most of the crazies for sure, right? I go out tomorrow, somebody hits me in the head. My fault, my big mouth, right? Wrong. Society. Pressures on the people. Turning everybody against each other. Who do we trust? This system I can set up, like I was showing you here, is a mailbox system. You vote, it goes in through here. It spins around to different sites. It releases your votes to different sites. But once it gets into the center, which I call Jupiter, okay, it'll twist up 2 votes together. It'll already count the votes before anything gets up, but it'll twist 2 votes together. But it can't open it. It's just putting 2 envelopes together, and it's sending it off. And then wherever it gets sent off to another number 5, where that puts 2 votes together. And then it mails it all out, and it counts it off one by one. And then after the 5-day voting period is over and everybody's still on the street and doing publicity, in the last minute you can make a vote. There is no, what is this last minute, get out of your house, rush down here, a 1-day vote scheme, oh, the old ladies and whatever. Oh, come on. Who came up with this Ramsey's scheme? This is disgusting. The only reason I'm saying this is I'm writing a book, and all these things I just find disgusting. But in all actuality, it could be great, but not for me. I'm taking a side. I'm sorry. Wall Street, when someone comes to your door, you must make sure that everybody goes out the door. Everybody goes in the street. Everybody comes together as friends in love. There's nothing wrong with gathering together in love and peace and harmony. There's nothing that says you cannot see love. And people bring cameras and photographs and digitals. They have a little bit of money, some of these lovers, and they send it minute by minute across the world. Keep going around the world, because if you notice, if something gets stopped on you at that point, okay, if something gets stopped on you at that point, then you know something's going to happen. So now you're all these people, millions and millions of people, against what? 1 million soldiers? You put 60 million people in the street with microphones explaining to the soldiers, and they have to listen to you. For 24 hours they should put soldiers that sit at a desk and only listen to what you have to say, and they can't say anything. Just to hear until it grinds in. They ground it into us. Now let's ground in the truth. Whatever the truth might be. I'm not going to be a speaker. Whatever the truth might be, let someone speak for 5 minutes in a nice tone, something prepared. Boom. Let the soldiers mark it down. You do about 20, 30, 40 of them a day. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 soldiers. I don't know. Get a bunch of pens and paper. Sell them to Bureau on Grow or something. They have to write it down. We're back in school. Let's negotiate. Let's see what the soldiers really want. And if the government wants to sit down, let them sit down at a table all the way across the room. Not even close to them. In fact, we're going to have to put up Wall Street between the soldiers and the government so that nobody gets to send codes. And it doesn't matter, because if you show me the paper, I'll read right through the code. I'll read both sides of the code, and I'll let the public decide on what to do. But I'll show them both sides of it. We sit down those soldiers and we talk to them. Your wife, we love you. My wife, I love her. You bring the kids out. You must bring all the children out. This is something the children all have to see. You don't hide this from any child, because what's going to happen will happen. And unless you bring the children out, they ain't afraid of you. You bring the children out to a peaceful thing. When you don't show up with the children, it's adult. So now they commit adultery. They spray pepper in your face. They want to stamp your foot in your face and the smoke and the cigarettes, because you know what? They can't actually see. Do you want to see what happened to man? Look at those red hearts. They ain't red no more. They've been blackened. Take care, my friends. Watch out for the dinosaur, because he does bite. And if I happen to take a walk one day and I forget to come home, don't worry, these videos are all monitored and ready to go as far as I can go, as fast. But right now it's only a buck. And obviously If I never come home, I want to know if that book gets published, so I'll be checking from somewhere else in the world. Why? Because it's cold. I hate the winter.